Well, hello and welcome, everybody. I'm super excited to be with you here today to the Holistic Health webinar. My name is Cheryl Morley, and I have been involved in health and wellness for about 30 years, which is absolutely amazing to me. It's been fantastic. I love to help others. And so we're so excited that you guys are here today to hear about helping others and about really being able to make a big difference in other people's lives. So with that, I'd like to introduce my partner. I'm a co-owner here at the Institute of Holistic Health, and Paul is also a co-owner. And Paul has so many attributes that bring so much to the Institute of Holistic Health. He's got his master's degree in nutrition. He is probably, I'm going to have to say, the best problem solver that I've ever met, which is good because he works with me. And there's always lots of issues and things going on. So with that, Paul, I'll turn the time over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Cheryl, for that compliment. I think no, seriously, we love helping people solve problems. There's a lot of people out there right now suffering from all types of issues in their life and with their health. And here at the Institute of Holistic Health, we have dedicated ourselves to helping people get out of this suffering, this needless suffering that they're going through, and really come up with a plan on how to live your best life. And that's really what our message is here today. So we're super excited to be with you here today. And I think we have a great presentation for you today, and hopefully, again, solve some issues that you may be going through. Kind of a unique slide to start with here today. There's 3 people here in the picture. And the question to all of you today is, which one of these 3 people should you take advice from? So option A on the far left is an athlete. This guy is in fantastic shape. Dedicates his whole life to health and wellness. The guy in the middle, an expert. He is a doctor. And we all go to doctors when we need advice, right? And then there's this guy over here. I think he's got a little cocktail in his hand and a cheeseburger, which looks rather delicious at the moment. But my question again to you is which one of these 3 people would you take advice from, health advice from, in your life? Now, a lot of you immediately would discount the guy with the cheeseburger and go with the athlete. This guy looks the part. He's it. The truth is that the average athlete lives to be 57 years old. Just amazing how many people we see in the media that were this in the Olympics or in this professional sport, hockey, football, whatever the sport is. The average athlete, the average professional athlete lives to be 58 years old. So that's not the best person to take advice from. The second person on the screen here is a doctor. Now, the average doctor lives to be 68 years old. So 10 years, you'll gain 10 years if you're following, let's say this was a financial seminar. Would you follow someone who was dead broke or a multi-billionaire? I would follow the billionaire, the person who's proven that they can do it. This guy has 10 years, lives in the average 10 years longer than the athlete does. Now the guy on the couch is the ultimate guy. He's the guy who lives to be 78 years old. Literally 20 years longer, the average couch potato lives than an athlete. So you're thinking to yourself, listen, I don't even need to listen to the rest of the seminar. I'm all set. I'll just go back to the couch and enjoy my day because I'm going to live to be on the average 20 years older than this guy running around the track all day long. Well, the truth of it is that it's nutrient deficiencies, it's lack of knowledge that the athlete and the doctor has. The couch potato is just not following the athlete or the doctor, and we'll tell you a little bit more about why the athlete and the doctor are so wrong. But the best place to get your knowledge from and guidance comes from an Institute of Holistic Health certified holistic health coach. And that's probably the person who invited you here today. So again, Cheryl and I put together this institute because we see huge problems out there. People go to the doctor, tell the doctor you got a problem, writes a script, and off you go. And that hasn't solved anything yet. So there's got to be a better way. And that's what we're here to show you today.
That's so awesome. I was kind of excited, Paul, that I get to follow that couch potato. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We don't want to follow him exactly, but he does live longer. Okay, so our mission is to help you live your very best life. Now, when we talk about living your best life, we're talking about having all 8 areas on the wheel here. So there's physical, mental, spiritual, emotional health, career health, financial health, healthy lifestyles, and healthy relationships. So each of those are so important. And it's having all of those areas in balance, creating harmony inside and out, right? So a healthy person has 1,000 wishes. And think about this. This is like one of my favorite quotes that I've ever seen because I think it is so absolutely true. So a healthy person has 1,000 wishes. A sick person has but one.
Wow. So powerful and so true.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this poor health. So what we're going to do here is start off with area number 1, physical health, which is probably why you came here today, to learn about how to solve physical health problems. Now, when we say physical health problems, we're talking about things that are listed on the screen here. Heart disease and cancer cause 50% of all deaths. So those two things together, you have a 50% chance of dying from one of those two things. Then there's diabetes, which is on a massive incline. I mean, it is a huge epidemic out there. Weight gain, huge. Low energy, it's the number 1 complaint at doctor's offices. Depression, we see that more now than ever in history. Colds, flus, arthritis, headaches, migraines, kidney disease, hormone imbalances, skin problems like eczema, fibromyalgia, osteoporosis, problems with the bones, high blood pressure, huge problem out there. ADD, ADHD, another huge problem. Allergies, constipation, we can go on and on. There's over 900 different health problems out there that people are suffering from right now. And it just, for Cheryl and myself, we are just beside ourselves with all these, because we're working with people all day long. We've been doing that for 30 years each. And it just hearing all these stories from people that are struggling with these problems, really affects us. And we want to end this suffering that people are going through. So Cheryl, the next slide is real important. This is the whole presentation in one slide here.
Yeah, it is. And what I'm excited about, Paul, is we have the answer. So that's always been something that's really, really exciting to me. But we want to start with this right here. The problem is never the problem. And when I first heard that, I was like, what are you even talking about? If I have arthritis, then well, what other problem could there be? I have arthritis. But no, that's not true. So the problem is what is causing the problem. So it's getting to that root cause, right? Of what's causing the arthritis, what's causing the diabetes. And I love that about the Institute of Holistic Health, because we get to the root cause. We don't just say, oh, you have arthritis and, we're not sure, but I think you could do this, or you could take this drug. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's actually getting to the root cause of these problems and then actually fixing the root cause. So I love that.
Absolutely. So let's talk about these root causes. We're going to spend the rest of the webinar talking about these. So root cause number 1, absolutely, is a lack of nutrients. Yeah. So there's this falsehood going out there that, oh, well, if you eat good, you can get all the nutrients you need. So I heard that. Actually, I have a master's degree in nutrition, as Cheryl mentioned, and I do a lot of research and all that, as Cheryl will attest to. And I said, well, that's it. I'm going to change my health. I'm going to go buy one of these $600 Vitamix blenders, and I'm going to go buy all these fruits and vegetables, organic, of course, from the best food sources. And I'm going to make these green shakes, which taste absolutely horrible. And I'm going to be super healthy. Well, yes, the fruits and vegetables were organic and had no chemicals in them, but they also don't have any nutrients in them either. So what's happened over the past 100, 150 years is slowly but surely the soil, and this is government information we're pulling from here. So this is the average farm out there is just not replenishing the minerals in the soil. If there's no minerals in the soil, it is impossible to have the minerals in your fruits and vegetables. One thing I suggest you do it's getting into that spring, summertime here. We're all thinking about eating some salads. So what I suggest you do is get a bowl of water next time you buy some tomatoes and see if your tomatoes float or sink. Now, if they float, that means there's nothing in them. If they're full of minerals and they're in vitamins and real healthy for you, then they're going to sink. So see what happens with your tomatoes. It's the best test to see how well the soil is that these tomatoes are grown in, if they sink or flow. But let's just take broccoli. Broccoli has 85% less nutrients in it than it did 100 years ago. So every single fruit and vegetable just has less and less nutrients in it than we think it is, that does. Now that's even if we ate perfect. Most of us don't eat perfect. It's a busy lifestyle these days. People are all over the place. Cheryl, are you all over the place, or you have time enough to grow things in your backyard with proper soil?
Yeah, that would be so fantastic, Paul. I would love to do that because I grew up on a farm and I love stuff.
That's right. That's right. If anyone's qualified to do that, it's you.
Yeah, you have a compost, you do, you can do all those things, but a lot of times we just don't have time anymore, to be able to do those things. So no, I don't have time to do it.
Yeah, and you'd have to spend all your time getting the minerals that you need, putting them back into the soil, and keeping that soil, at 100%. So your body needs 90 essential nutrients. So the first day of college, I went there, open book. You could open any nutrition book in the world. Page number 1, there's 90 essential nutrients, which means your body cannot make these nutrients. You must get them from someplace. Okay, and what's happening is our bodies are not getting these nutrients. Bottom line, that's what's causing them. That's the number one cause for all these health problems. And I love this quote by 2-time Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling. He said that you can trace every sickness. Now, he didn't say some of the sicknesses. He said every sickness, every disease, and every ailment can be traced to a nutritional deficiency. So it's a pretty powerful quote, Cheryl. And this is absolutely the first place that our health coaches look, that you should look for an underlying cause to your health problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So root cause number 2 would be a poor diet. And Paul talked a tiny bit about that, about not being able to even have the time, and it's super simple to run through the drive-through and to, everyone's busy. We've got moms and dads both working. We've got so many single moms that we work with, and they have to do that, right? And so we already know that you can't out supplement a bad diet. I have a lot of people who say, well, if I take more, then can I eat the bad stuff? No, sorry, but you cannot, right? But what's happening is we're getting too much sugar and we're eating refined carbohydrates. And that is just, it just creates havoc on your body, right? And then also we're not getting enough protein. I was shocked, like probably, I don't know, it's probably been 6 or 8 months ago now. But I have a friend, and we were going over this, and she specializes in making sure you have enough protein and things like that, and your hormones. And she was just saying, Cheryl, you are not getting enough. I didn't even know what enough was, but it's like the amount you weigh is how many grams of protein you're supposed to have. So I've changed that a little bit, Paul. That's made a huge difference. So I love that. Most people are not getting that. And then also not enough good fats, the omega-3 and 6s. That's for our brain and our heart, right? We have to have those omega-3s and 6s. And then also too much food. So you eat and you're like, okay, great. And you're full for like maybe 15 or 20 minutes, 30 at the most. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm starving again. I'm so hungry again. And I love this whole idea of the body scan, Paul. Tell us about that, because that's fascinating to me.
Well, your body needs to survive. It needs to have all these different functions going on. There's so much going on inside your body every moment of every day, even whether we're awake or asleep. And your body's constantly doing a scan. As I mentioned before, there's 90 essential nutrients. So all these nutrients do different things in your body. So your body's going to check, do I have enough vitamin A? Do I have enough vitamin B? Do I have enough vitamin C? It goes through the whole alphabet and scans to find, do I have enough of this? And if the answer is no, it sends a signal to your brain that's called hunger, and it tells you to go eat something, because eating something should fix the problem. It should get you that nutrient that you're deficient in. Problem again is the food doesn't have it. So we're eating, our bodies are doing another scan saying that was a lot of calories, but there was nothing in that. I didn't get what I needed. So go eat some more, try again. And let's see if this time you can get that vitamin D we needed, or that vitamin, whatever it was that you were deficient in. And it just all day long, you go through this, but never really getting all the nutrients that you need. And this is why a lot of people are always hungry. When I started getting all 90 essential nutrients in my body, my hunger levels instantly got cut in half.
Yeah.
I was just amazed at how So people, I love Dr. Wallach has a great quote. He says that you shouldn't be counting calories for losing weight. You should be counting nutrients. And that's so true, because if you're getting enough nutrients, you just won't be hungry like you did before. So counting calories isn't as important because you're just not as hungry. So that's a huge thing, that make sure you're having the nutrients that you need. The other thing we want to talk about, the third cause, is toxins. This is huge. Toxins are all around us here. It's in the foods we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the skincare products that we use, the makeup that we wear. And there was some huge statistic. I think it takes like 32 seconds for you put something on your 6 seconds.
26.
26
Yeah.
seconds. I remember that, 26.
Yep.
26 seconds to get from something getting on your skin and into your bloodstream. So it happens extremely fast, whether it's makeup, laundry detergent's a big one. I make sure that we only use, organic or all natural laundry detergent, because all this stuff is getting on our skin, getting into our bloodstream and causing havoc. And most people don't even think about those type of things, or could think that that's the root cause to my headaches. It could absolutely be the root cause to your headaches, or your fatigue, or whatever you're going through, because these chemicals make a difference in your body. I mean, they can cause, like I said, headaches, insomnia, lack of energy, dizziness, loss of appetite and ability to concentrate. You name it, these toxins can cause it. So really being mindful out there when you're buying products that they are all natural and they do not contain any chemicals.
Yeah, super important. So root cause number 4 is lack of water. Now, the number one cause of fatigue is dehydration, right? Which was so interesting to me, because Paul mentioned earlier that the number one thing is low energy, right? When you're fatigued or you have low energy, that's the number one problem that people have when they go in to see their healthcare professional, right? They're like, oh, I'm tired, or I'm lethargic. Is there anything you have at 3 o'clock? I need a Snickers, or whatever it is. Well, the number one cause of that is dehydration. And I really believe, I don't know, you guys think about it. Just think about how much water you're drinking, right? You're supposed to drink at least half of your body weight in ounces of water. Half of your body weight in ounces of water. And we have here at the Institute of Holistic Health, we just made a one number, 100 ounces per day is super optimal. And you just can't, you cannot go wrong doing that. I mean, your skin, everything will look better. You will feel so much better. And why? Because everything is water. Your eyes are 95% water. Your heart is 75% water. Your muscles, your skin, everything has so much water in it. And it was fascinating to me to learn, like 90%, your lungs are 90% water. Your brain is 80% water. What happens when you're not getting enough water? You could have a problem in any one of these areas and more.
Yeah, I think it's a huge problem, Cheryl, for people that they just don't pay attention enough to this and think that, oh, I drink, a couple glasses of water a day. But a lot of the health problems they're facing is because, and it's really the flushing out of the toxins, I think is a real key thing for the water, is just to get all the bad stuff out. And if you're not drinking water, it just gets reabsorbed into our bodies.
Yeah.
And we really promote reverse osmosis being the best type of water out there to have. So we have units in our house like that. We actually add some hydrogen to our water as well. That makes it an enormous difference in how we feel. So there's all kinds of tricks you'll learn from your holistic health coach on how to maximize your water absorption, how important this one factor can be. The next thing is a big one: exercise. Lack of exercise is a huge problem. So really, sitting is the new smoking. We're smoking was super bad for you in today. It's still bad for you today. But what is really killing people these days is the sitting. They're sitting, in the car on the way to work. They get to work, they sit some more for another 9 hours. They come home, sit on the couch for another 4 or 5 hours. They go to bed. So it's sitting, 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 and sitting. We have to get up and move. Get up and move. So, all of our emotions are really energy and motion. Getting up and moving is going to make you feel better. Just 30 minutes of walk a day will change your life. I get up every single day, and the first thing I do, exercise. That gets my day off on the right foot. And we listed all these things here on this slide here, all the benefits of, and we can go through them, but reducing body fat, of course, it does that, but increasing lifespan, oxygenating the body, wards off viruses. It's the best thing for your immune system. It boosts your mood, improves circulation, strengthens bones, detoxifies your body. lowers blood pressure, lowers your risk of cancer. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So this is a no-brainer. You have to find that 30 minutes every day. You get outside, take a little walk, brisk walk, and you'll feel so good after doing that. So there's no excuse not to do this.
Well, and I love, Paul, that it's 30 minutes, right? It's 30 minutes of walking. Every single person can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Everyone. So I love that it's just the 30 minutes and it's just a nice walk. And getting outside is fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about sleep. Now, I had no idea of the amount of people that have huge problems with sleep. So 50 million people have a sleep disorder, right? No wonder Ambien is so, is so popular. And a lot of people that I know take Ambien, but that's not the answer, right? So we know that 100 million people do not get enough sleep. And I think everyone's a little bit different with that. Paul, you always tell me I need 7 hours of sleep. I'm like, I need 9. Okay. I like 9 hours of sleep. So I think everybody's a little different, but where do you feel your best? But, and it all depends too. And we talk a lot about this, about the type of sleep you're getting. You need to have the right type of sleep. And we go into that and talk a lot more about that. And you can talk with your certified holistic health coach about that. And the benefits of a good night's sleep are just incredible. Reducing stress, which we just mentioned is one of the main problems here, the depression, the stress. Also, it can reduce weight. I mean, you should go to sleep just so you can reduce your weight. I know when I had to lose 60 pounds, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so if sleep reduces weight, let's just go to sleep. Let's take a nap too. Let's see if we can do that also. Right? It also reduces inflammation. So there's so many things that it can do for you. And inflammation is a big thing these days. And we want to do things that will help us reduce that, because that can cause a lot of pain in the body. So all sorts of different things. And then also it's the only time that your body can repair itself. So that's what it's for, right? That is when you need to go to sleep so that your body will take that time to repair itself.
Yeah, it's so critical. I mean, I always had the saying that I'll sleep enough when I die. So I really wasn't paying attention to this small factor, but it's so critical for health. The whole factor of recovery is a hot topic these days, and sleep leads that discussion. And really, you need to get back to, as Cheryl mentioned, get back to your holistic health coach, because we have a whole program to put you on that will. It's not just the quantity. I know people that sleep 9 hours a day and still wake up tired, because there was no quality in there. So we need to improve the quality of your sleep so that you're getting that deep REM sleep, you're getting that deep delta sleep for recovery. And then you're going to wake up feeling amazing. So we have a great sleep program that we put people on that can absolutely change your life. And, with fatigue being the number one factor or complaint, I should say, out there, it really stems from this sleep cycle it's not optimal. When you get this optimal, it fixes most people's energy problems.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about problem number 7, which is poor mental health. So we're going around the wheel now, and we're saying that, hey, there was all these things that cause these physical problems. We talked about nutrients and diet and sleep and all these other things. But let's talk about some other things that may cause physical health problems. And you're like, well, how could your mind cause a physical health problem? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Or is it? Because I believe that 80% of all sickness out there, all problems, is stemming from the mind. I 1000% believe that you can think your way to cancer. You can think your way to any health problem you want. As a matter of fact, when a doctor tells a patient they have 2 weeks to live, and they embrace that thought, take a guess at how many days they live.
Yeah.
14. Exactly the number that they said. Because you put it in your mind can manufacture anything. And we are seeing now, not just in America, but around the world, massive mental health problems. This is the problem right here. This is where we're seeing 17 million adults, and we didn't even want to put the number for younger people, because it's so sickening. I mean, it's like, what was it, Cheryl? It was like 37%. It was just an enormous number of teenagers, and you have 2 of them, and I know what you're going through is not unique. out there. There's a
Yep.
lot of younger people struggling right now with stress and depression and all these things that is just crazy, but what happens if you go to the doctor's only suggestion is to take this drug, as if missing this drug is what was causing the problem. That's not what's causing the problem. And it's not even really covering it up really well. Matter of fact, the number one side effect of these prescription antidepressants is suicide, which is causing the suicide rate to go through the roof.
Yes.
Horrible situation. 50,000 suicides per year, especially in men. It's a real huge issue. So it's something I'm super passionate about and helping people with. And it is a major cause of physical health. So we focus on this a lot in the Institute, helping people overcome these issues to get them to have that state of optimal health.
Well, and I'm excited to talk about spiritual health because that is also so important. So, root cause number 8 is poor spiritual health. And I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the human emotional vibrational chart. So, we believe that everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. And so, and you guys can look at this chart and kind of see, but 0 to 200, that's really bad. So that is anger, fear, stress, anxiety, right? All of those things. And think about you know what, Paul, I can just think about the people that I just drove home with in the middle of traffic. It was all 4 of them.
Not in your car, but around you.
Right. Yeah, no, they weren't in my car, but one guy almost was in my car coming up through the back. But I mean, it's crazy. But you have to think about that, and that's so you will so you would vibrate at 0 to 200 with any of these things. So 200 to 500 is good, right? That's where you've got some courage and you're willing to forgive yourself or others. Absolutely. 500 to 1,000 is great. So that's where we want to go. We want to be within 500 to 1,000. And that's love, joy, and peace, right? It's that feeling of even inner peace and of love and of joy. And I love this whole idea of being able to reach that, vibrate at that level and stay there all the time, right? Because you can get there and then it's kind of back down a little bit. Then you can get there, something happens, life happens, and down you go a little bit. So I love that. But a couple things that we can do is we can read the Bible, right? Because the Bible vibrates at 800, right? And when I found this out, I'm like, maybe I'm going to be carrying a Bible around. Because if I can just carry the Bible around, it will help raise my vibrational energy. That's absolutely true. Also, we talk a lot about gratitude and the importance of gratitude wherever you are. I understand that, and I work with a lot of people who are like, well, I'm not sure if I have what I have to be grateful for. Everything's falling apart. I'm struggling. All of these different things. And it's just like, well, you can find at least one thing to be grateful for, right? At least 1 or 2 things, and write those things down in a gratitude journal. Super important. And that vibrates at 700 as you do that. And then just being excited, right? Being excited about what's happening now in your life. Even coming to this webinar, that's something to be excited about because you're learning something new, that could change your life and your family's life, right? Or just maybe something to be excited about that's going to happen in the future. And I love all of those things. But Paul, the thing that I think was most heartbreaking to me is that humanity right now is at a 100.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's heartbreaking because, and you know what, a lot of times I don't even think that people realize, where they're at on this chart and how to, reach a higher level and live an absolutely fantastic life.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're talking about living down in this area of stress and anxiety and fear, which is, it's no surprise that, it's not hard to believe that the average is 100 because you can just walk outside your house and see the anxiety, the fear, and the stress going on out there, and understand that really is where the vibration's at. And for me, the way I get around this is the one quote that goes through my mind all day long is that there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And you just have to, and we train on this in the program. So this is a huge area for us, this spiritual emotional chart. It's something I've been studying for 40 years. And it's something that you can get to a place of love, joy, and peace and live there. It just takes a little bit of work and some training, but being around the right people and having the right program, it can absolutely be done. So we're super excited about helping people with this. This is a big, big passion of us to help people elevate their spiritual health. The next thing is emotional health. Cheryl, is there anybody out there that you know that's got some emotional health problems?
No. The very first one is stress.
Yeah.
So, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Cheryl and I drive a lot to the different seminars we're doing. We do seminars all over the world. And I'm actually not allowed to drive anymore. Cheryl has to be the driver. And we work on this stress thing of driving, because I know this is the topic for you, Cheryl. To just have, there's all these pets on the road, these personal emotional trainers that are there to help you deal with these emotional issues of people not being able to drive. And I will agree with you. I don't know if they got their driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box or exactly where they got it from, but hopefully it wasn't a certified person that gave them that license, because that person should be fired.
Yeah.
But all joking aside, this is a huge, huge problem. Emotions cause, the stress, the anxiety causes real health problems. Again, it's our belief that it can actually cause cancer. Not only it can, it is causing cancer. It is causing all sorts of health problems in people, and just overall disease. This is something that we can control. There's only 3 things in the world you can control: your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. That's it. But the good news is you can control those 3 things. And this is part of our program is teaching people and training people how to manage these 3 things. And that's really how that's really the key to living the best life, is getting these areas here, this physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. You can master these 4 things. The other 4 things come real easy, because you are now creating your world as opposed to your world creating you. And trust me, you do not want the world out there creating you, because there's a lot of bad out there right now. And you want to be the one creating the world. So poor emotional health is caused by negative emotions stemming from 1 or more of the other 7 areas. So where is this emotional health problem coming from? Well, let's say your job is stressful, or you got things going on at work. Well, that's going to cause your emotions. You have any financial problems right now? The average debt amount the person is in is sky high. It's the highest in history. That can cause some emotional issues. Lifestyle. People say, Paul, what do you mean by lifestyle? You know what that word means. I get up, I go to work, I take the kids to school, I do this, I do that, I go to bed. I mean, that's my life. I don't have a lifestyle. So that's causes stress. They can't take the vacations they want to take. Their relationships are not healthy at all. So that causes stress. I mean, there's just stress coming from all over the place. And so again, what Cheryl said in the beginning of this is that we have got to get all these areas in balance, so that we can live in harmony and create that optimal health in our bodies by practicing this holistic health.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about poor career health. So this is a big one. We mentioned earlier that 14 million people were just laid off, and it just continues to go. So I love that Paul talked a little bit about the first 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is kind of on the inside, and you can work on that on the inside. Now, the next 4 that we're going to talk about are on the outside. So it's like just what he said. It's outside of you, but it's still super important to work on all of these. And I just think it's fascinating that 85% of employees dislike their jobs, right? They don't like to go to work. They don't like what they're doing. They don't like who they work with. They go to their cubicle, they sit there, and they do what they have to do, the least amount they have to do, and then get up and go home. That's what, that is when you dislike your job, it causes all of these problems: physical health, emotional health, all of them, right? There's low job security. It's not anymore where you work for a company for 40 years and then get a pension and off you go and you have a great retirement. No, if you've worked at a company for a while, then they want you to go so they can hire someone younger and pay them less, right? I mean, that's just what's happening in our world today. And this is a huge source of stress, right? Every time, or, even the traffic on your way to work. I mean, I know I always bring up traffic because it's just fascinating to me what people are willing to go through because they think that they have to have a job, and whether they like it or not, it's just what they decided, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So they have to stay there and put up with all of that. Right. And I really honestly believe that if you have poor career health, it can affect the other 7 areas, all of them. Like if you're at your job, and it's fascinating to me, if you're at your job because you want to climb the corporate ladder, let's say, well, you're going to need to be there about 20 hours a day. Yeah, you really are. Well, how is that going to be for your relationship health?
Not optimal.
Right? Yeah, no. Right. And so it's all of these things. And you could say that about every single one of these. And then it turns into, high blood pressure, and it turns into diabetes, and it turns into like all of these different things if you don't have a good career health.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a situation where you're trying to wonder whether it's the chicken or the egg that comes first. Because when you look at career health, and just listening to you talk, Cheryl, it becomes so evident that if there is one thing that really affects all the others, it's this one. You get this wrong, and your finances are bad. You're not making enough money. Your lifestyle is horrible. Your relationships are horrible, like you mentioned, because you have no time to build them. Your physical health's going to take a strain because you're not spending time at the gym or stretching or doing meditation or doing all of the things you're supposed to do for your body because you're doing your job. It's going to weigh on you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So this is the one thing you have got to get right and really think about today. Am I in the best career possible for my health, for the rest of my life, to get all these other things in balance? Because this is the one thing I think, Cheryl, that can throw the whole thing, all the others off the most.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump over to financial health. We kind of, we can breeze through this real easily because we just talked about it a little bit, but not making enough income is going to cause massive stress. It mentally wears on you, which again causes the physical health problems, and those 900 different diseases appear, stemming from these financial problems. The cost of everything, sky high. Like we travel a lot, and every place we go now, it seems like the prices are going up and up and up. We're all over the place. It's crazy. And again, as I mentioned before, record credit card debt right now, highest in history.
Yeah.
So it is a recipe for disaster. If we haven't hit rock bottom yet, we're heading there. Yeah. Mind you, it is going to get worse. So this is a big one, Cheryl. People have got to really take back control of this, or it's a recipe for massive disaster in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Okay, let's talk a little bit about lifestyle. So lifestyle, like what is that? Like you said earlier, Paul, lifestyle, I get up, I go to work, I do the same exact thing every day. I go to work, I take the kids to school, go to work, my wife goes to work, then I work all day, and then I go pick up the kids, and then I come home, and then we eat dinner, and then they go to bed, and then that's it. Oh, and then don't forget, I need to watch Netflix. And so, right, because that's like the reprieve. That's what people want to do. Or, so really, when we talk about a great lifestyle or having a wonderful lifestyle, which I believe is super important, it's for me as a mom with 2 teenage kids, having that time flexibility, right? I can decide, like my son has to be driven to tennis or my daughter has to go to voice. I can take the time and do that, and then work my schedule around having to drive them to different places, or being able to set my own schedule. Super, super important for me, right? And I think it would be important for anyone, because if you're at a job, like a normal 9-to-5 job, you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to miss a lot of things, right? And so just having that time flexibility is so important. Being able to do and buy whatever you want, right? And being able to do all of those things when you want to do it. Like if you want to go on vacation, you don't have to schedule out a vacation one time a year for, 7 days, and then earn all the money towards that and then try to, which that's fine to do that. But if you don't have to do that and you're able just to go when you want and do that, when you see fit, I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, to me, Paul, I think lifestyle health is all about freedom, having the freedom to do those things that you want to do. And then something that's super important to me is just having more time with family and friends and making those memories, because I really believe that memories are what last.
Yeah.
Right. And so to have the time and the flexibility to do that, I think is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of people out there that don't really know me, and they categorize me as that type A guy that has to work all the time and is just a workaholic type of person. And they're correct in saying that, except the people who really know me know I work most of my time on my tan. That's the thing I like to work the most on, is my tan and making sure I got enough vitamin D from the sun. That's what I spent most of my time doing. So you got to have this time for a lifestyle. It's so important to be able to have that balance in your life. Yeah, I work hard, but I play hard too. Let's get outside and have fun and go on vacation and do fun things. So you got to have, the whole message here today is about balance. And if you don't have that time to recharge I don't care if you have the money or not, you got to go on vacation, because I believe wholeheartedly that recharging your batteries is critical for every single person. Just getting away from everything and having some time with friends and family and just getting that recharge is so critically important. So this is a big part of life, Cheryl. And I know it's one that causes a lot of stress and anxiety in people because they just don't have it.
Right.
So last but not least, relationship health. We left the humdinger for last. If anything can cause stress in your life, it is relationships. I don't care if it's from your family, probably the closest people to you causes the most stress. Your friends can cause stress. And then, of course, your spouse is always there in case everything else isn't causing stress. They can add some to your life as well. So this is a huge source, can be a huge source of anxiety, stress in people's lives. And when this goes bad for people, can it affect all these other things? Yeah, just as bad as your career can. So you got to get this relationship part right. Cheryl and I, this is the one thing that I shouldn't say that, we focus on the most, because all these are important to us, but I love helping people elevate their relationships with people. I'm a relationship guy. I love relationships. This is where my passion comes out in helping people create those awesome relationships. And that can be such an amazing part of life, and really not be a negative on all these areas, but a positive on all these areas, and really be a place that can optimal health can stem from. So it's super important to get this area right, and have it carry on to the other areas of your life as well.
Yeah, I love this, Paul. So what do we know? Like, what have we learned here?
What have we learned so far?
Yeah, well, we know that disease occurs when any of the 8 areas are out of balance. Any of them, right? So we talk a lot about balance and a lot about being in balance so that you can be in harmony. Super important. So any of these out of balance causes disease.
Yep, 100%. So the $1 million question is,
what do we do?
How do we fix this?
Yeah.
Because a lot of problems we've been talking about, Cheryl, and not many solutions. So one solution is to start your own business. This is what Cheryl and I decided to do a long time ago. And let me tell you, I remember it was like 31 years ago, I told my boss, I'm leaving. I walked out the door, burn the bridge. Once you do that, you set yourself free. And it's one of the best days of my entire life. I said I would never go back to living that kind of life. And it's been incredible. Now you build something that you have the job security, that you're doing something that you absolutely love. My income, the average owner of a business makes twice as much as an employee. Actually, it's way higher than that, but it's at least twice as high. even if you kept your job, you can still make some extra money on the side by having your own business. It's a way better lifestyle. Trust me on this. Major tax benefits, which Cheryl will talk about a little bit later. Lower stress levels. We don't have that. There's no one telling us what to do. We just do it. We do what we want to do. We do when we want to do it. And we're living on purpose. Like doing this webinar for me and Cheryl is literally, we feel like this is what God put us on the earth to do. We're contributing to other people's lives. And I really believe that there's two magical days in everyone's life. Number one, the day that you were born. And the second most important day is the day you figure out why. And when we figured out why, that we were put here to help other people end their suffering, help other people live their best life, our whole lives changed. And Cheryl and I just absolutely, we don't even think we work at all because we just love helping other people. And that's really the attitude of all our health coaches, that they just love helping other people elevate their life in one way or the other.
Yep, absolutely.
So Cheryl, let's just say you wanted to start a business. What would be the best business to start?
Well, we believe that the best business to get into right now is becoming a certified holistic health coach with IWH, with the Institute of Holistic Health. Now, you'll learn tons of stuff, more about, a lot more things than we went over today. We went over some things, but there's tons more information there, right? And we fill the gap. I love this, Paul. We fill the gap in the healthcare industry. Now, what exactly does that mean, right? What does fill the gap mean? So you're here and you want to get here. How you see that gap there, right? You feel this way. You're sick. You don't feel well. All of the things we've gone over, and you want to get here. How do we do that? Well, we fix the root cause of people's problems. You walk into a doctor's office and you're like, I feel like this. And he says, great, let me give you a drug. Okay, every drug has a side effect. I don't care what drug it is, right? And when I say that to people, they're like, well, you have to decide if that side effect is okay, if you're willing to deal with that. Yeah, that's right. You do have to decide that. But we don't think that you have to do that, right? We fix the root cause of people's problems. And then this is a huge and growing industry. It's already huge. It's massive, actually, but it's also the fastest growing. People all of a sudden have decided, oh my gosh, my health is so important. It's, over the last few years, oh, really? Is my immune system important? All of a sudden it really is. And your health is super important. And millions of people are figuring that out, and they are really looking for a better way.
They are. I love these different podcasts and things we do. People calling in saying, I've tried the medications, I've tried this, I've tried that. Now, what can I really do to not just give control away to somebody else, but take back control myself and to get to that place of optimal health that I want to get to. So what we're offering you today is a very, very awesome deal. We're throwing a very big special running today. So what you're going to do is you're going to get the entire course, which is like 68 hours of, this 45 minutes of listening to Cheryl and I talk, I'm sure has been really entertaining for all of you. Now you're going to get 68 hours more of that. So right off the top, Cheryl, why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah.
It's not only going to get the 68 hours of education from Cheryl and I, and it's not just us. Trust me. I don't want to panic everybody, be like, there's no way I'm listening to these two people for 68 hours. We have other doctors and people talking. Don't worry. You're not going to have to put up with us the whole time. We also will give you a certification, a t-shirt, really cool. You'll be part of the club. And this is if you want to be part of any club in the world, this is the one you want to be part of. We have the best people on the planet as health coaches here. And they're just such a friendly, happy, supportive community that we put together here. I just love the people in our community. You'll have access to our affiliate program. You'll have access to our patented health evaluation system, which is absolutely brilliant. It makes everything so much easier. Access to our Facebook group, access to our weekly coaches calls, which is really, I think, Cheryl, the big difference between us and everybody else is the fact that you graduate from any place else in the world, even any major university, and it's like, bye-bye, have good luck. Hope you do well. We don't do that. We stick with you all the way through building your health coaching business, through getting healthy. You see Cheryl and I every single week come in. We'll talk about what's going good, what's not going so good, and what small changes you can make to keep making progress. So here at the Institute of Holistic Health, we're not about perfection, but we're about progress, and we will help you make progress every step of the way. And that is free for life. That's crazy. Now that's going to change. We're actually going to be charging monthly, but if you get in now, we're not, it's going to be absolutely free for life. So get in now. You'll be eligible for our tax benefits. Joe's going to talk about this in a minute. That's over 5,000, not one time, folks, per year. Just this reason alone, you should do this. If you do not have a business right now, you have to get one today. Yeah. Super, super important just for tax purposes alone. Because you also become eligible for all of our elite retreats. And for those of you that know us at all, we like retreats. That is the thing that Cheryl specializes in, is having fun. And you want to be on a retreat with Cheryl because it's a blast. Yeah. So that's over $30,000 worth of value for only $747. And what we're going to do today is offer you 50% off of that, which is crazy. So this is a limited time offer just for this webinar. We want to get as many people involved in this health coaching industry as possible. This is not something we're trying to make a huge profit off of or anything like that. We're just covering costs. It's one payment of $374, 3 payments of $139, or 6 payments of $74. I don't care who you are watching this seminar, you can afford $74 a month for 6 months to gain this knowledge, to get this kind of support, to achieve optimal health in your life. It's the best deal you'll ever find on the planet. So enrollment is currently open for this semester, but you got to hurry because slots are filling fast and this offer will go away. Okay, so get back to the person who invited you here today, because they're going to help you with the sign up process. You got to get back to the person who invited you here, or just go to iwhcoach.com and you can find out more about the program on that site.
Okay, so you can definitely decide to pay that $74, but if you pay in full today, then we will throw in for free our home business tax course. And this has literally saved my life. And we put this together with our accountant. So with a guy named Ted, who helps us with our taxes. And he literally, I mean, he has saved me, I don't even know. I'll just say so much. It's just quite unbelievable because he understands it, right? I've had a number of different accountants before, and I'd say, can I write this off? Can I write that off? No, 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 untrue. But they don't know, right? They don't know about home businesses and the tax breaks that we get. And there are a ton of them, right? So just remember that income tax is the #1 expense you will ever have, which was shocking to me, Paul. I did not know that, but that's true. You'll never pay more for anything than income tax. Okay. So we want to be able to pay the least amount of taxes legally possible. And I know Paul always talks about how people say, well, I don't think that's fair that you get to pay less taxes. Well, we didn't make the rules, right? These are the rules. These are the rules for home-based businesses, for people who own a home-based business. And we already mentioned you can save at least $5,000 every year on your taxes. You buy this program, it's a tax write-off, right? That's part of your business. It's part of business development for you. So you can learn all the tax deductions that you can take owning your own business. We also have an affiliate program. And if you want to go to homebusinesstaxcourse.com, you can do that. But I think getting back to the person that invited you is going to be better, because they are going to include that when you sign up for the health coaching program. Yeah,
and that's listed as a $247 value. It's an absolute joke. Literally, I'm not even exaggerating about this. It's worth $50,000. I mean, the information you get here, it will save you that much money over the years. It is the most important thing you can take and understand if you want financial health, is understanding this #1 expense, as Cheryl mentioned, which is taxes. Yeah. And I mean, Cheryl and I, every day, our gratitude journal has Ted written at the top of it every day, because this is
that is
so
true.
important.
That is true.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Moving on. Option B. Now you may be like, listen, I don't want to be a coach. That's not why I came here. I have no interest at all in being a coach. Well, you can be a client. We have the best health coaches on the planet. These people are fully educated, know everything from A to Z on how to help you fix those root problems. So what your health coach will do is give you a free online health evaluation to see that it takes 10 minutes to fill out, and it'll show them what issues are going on inside of you. You'll get a baseline health score, which is critically important to know where your starting point is. You'll get a free 15-minute consultation with them so that you can go over the results, and they'll hear your story, they'll hear what's going on in all these areas of your life, and then be able to help you address those issues. You get a personalized health plan from them, access to our private Facebook group, health group, and a follow-up with your health coach once a month, which is absolutely fantastic, because their number one concern is not just getting you in, selling you some program, and then letting you go. We're in this for life. We're in this to make a lifestyle decision that we're going to change things, not just for this month or that month. We're going to make one decision right now that my health is super important, and that I'm going to make this a top priority in my life going forward. And there's no better way than getting a health coach.
All right. Well, there they are. Those are the 3 options. So we've got A, you can become a coach. We talked to you a little bit about that. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I would love to do that. I would love to find out all this information, help myself, help my family, and the whole world become a healthier place. Right. So that's A. Now, B is you just are like, you know what? I'm just not sure. I don't even know if I could be a coach. I don't know about that, but I would love to be a client. Everything out there is so confusing to me. I would love to have a coach really be there with me and help me. So, and that's awesome. And what tends to happen is that as you work with your certified holistic health coach, then you find out like how fun it is and how exciting it is and how much it's changed your life and maybe even your family's life. And then you're like, okay, now I'm interested in becoming a coach. So that's fantastic. So that's B. Now, C is you're just like, you know what? I'm just not really interested right now. I love the webinar. I loved everything that you guys said, but I'm just not wanting to be a coach or a client right now. But if I ever change my mind, I will absolutely contact you. So what we want you to do is get back with the person that invited you here and just let them know, right? No pressure. Just let them know, hey, I'm an A, I'm a B, or I'm a C. Either one of those. And then by doing that, then they know exactly the next step that you need to take on your wellness journey.
Absolutely, Cheryl. And that it's just simple as that. Let the person know that invited you here, whether you're an A, B, or C. And we look forward to working with you. That'd be great if you became a coach. Cheryl and I will welcome you with open arms and look forward to meeting you and working with you personally. If you become a client, that's great too. So we like to keep these presentations under an hour. We're at 55 minutes now. And but we do want to maybe bring on a couple. What do you think, Cheryl? Bring on a couple coaches so that people can hear if they want to stick around for a couple minutes and hear from a couple of our certified coaches and hear what kind of experiences they have. We have an incredible coach that was actually doing some introductions today and welcoming people. Her name is Becca Dukes. She is, as you can tell, beautiful person, inside and out, and runs a podcast, has an amazing health coaching business going. And really, Becca, I think you would agree that a lot of that stemmed from being part of the Holistic Health, learning things. But give us your side of things. Like, what did the IWH becoming a health coach do for you?
A lot. One, it gave me a place where I am able to come and communicate with people that are like-minded. There's a lot of times we'll be out there and we have in our hearts that we want to help people. But the thing is not everybody wants help. But having a community that keeps that fire going, because we know that there are people that are looking for us, and bouncing ideas around as to how we can have those people find us, is absolutely fantastic. The knowledge that I've been able to gain from the course, that I can then, when I find somebody that also wants to be a coach, I can just plug them in. I know that we're all getting the same information that we can support each other on. It's as far as the podcast and everything, I think it goes a little bit beyond a podcast. But it's absolutely fantastic. I love it, and I appreciate.
Yeah, you're on Apple TV now. Like you cannot outdo Cheryl and me. This is getting a little bit too much here.
My team and I, we shoot for the moon, and
yeah, you do. Like, we got to step it up, Cheryl. We need to get on, like,
so
yeah, some sort of satellite thing or something. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, listen, if Cheryl and I are the end all be all, we're in big trouble. So we're glad that you have excelled over us, Becca, and have created an incredible health coaching business, helping thousands of people getting healthy and making a real impact on people's lives, which is, how good does that make you feel?
Makes me feel really good because I was in a really bad spot with my own health and had tried everything. And it wasn't until I found the solutions that are taught within the Institute that I started getting my health back. And now looking at pictures from 8 years ago to now, I'm aging backwards and I love it.
She's not even lying. I mean, I've seen those pictures and you are looking fine. And it's amazing the transformation that people can make when they have the right information.
That's it. And it's the right information. There's a lot of wrong information out there that sounds good.
Yeah.
But when you find the right information that actually works, it's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Well, congratulations on all your success, Becca. We love you and we appreciate everything you do for the Institute. We have a community of people just like Becca. We have thousands of people involved as health coaches that meet in the community and that you can lean on. So you have people like Becca to lean on and to gain information from. I think everyone's so helpful, Cheryl. Everyone kind of helps each other through things, whether you're new or you're old, and it really just gels. It's just a beautiful thing. So we really encourage you to make the decision to change your life, to really take control back of your life and learn these things, be part of a community of people that really is moving in the upward direction. And we created a group on Facebook, by the way, called the Elevate Tribe. So as you may have noticed from our backgrounds, we own something called Elevate Your Life. It's also a podcast that's out there. And it's just generic health information on these 8 areas. So we're obsessed with helping people with these 8 areas. So you can tune into that for some further information, but you just go on Facebook, Elevate Tribe, just type that in. It's spelled a little bit weird. It's got an 8 in it, as you can see from our backgrounds here. But just type in Elevate Tribe. It's 2 words, and or just go to elevatetribe.com. And you can also log into your Facebook and join that. It's a great community of people. Cheryl and I are dedicated to helping everybody improve their life by 1% every day. And that 1% over time makes a huge difference, doesn't it, Cheryl?
Yes, it absolutely does. And I think so many times, it seems confusing out there. There's so much information. There's so many things going on. So to get in a community where everybody is on the same page and we have that information, we have health coaches that are more than willing to help and to support, I think makes the biggest difference here at the Institute of Holistic Health.
It does. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us today. Hope this information was valuable to you. Get back to the person who invited you here and let them know if you're an A, B, or C. And we look forward to working with you soon. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.